Good day everyone. Today our group will continue the report in Chapter 9. Creating the Financial Scorecard. Creating financial scorecard is important, and we know that it can give your business a tremendous advantage if it is done right. However, if it is done wrong, they can create an undue stress and anxiety which will not add value nor help you to accomplish your goals. So here's the right way to do it right. In creating financial scorecards, we can select either strategic, operational, or tactical level. It's up to you where you want to go, but you have to start at the right point, or in other words, you first have to decide or you need to determine where you are in the organization. And also, make sure that your financial measures are aligned with your organization goals and objectives. So the first level is in the strategic. If you are in this level, you will be focusing on a long-term planning and execution with financial measurements centered on high-level goals and objectives such as revenue and net income, cash flow, and working capital. So in this table, we can see the financial objectives, the financial measurements, and the example target of this level. The financial objectives are related to long-term goals such as improving stock price, enabling higher dividends, and generating high rates of return on investment. Also, the financial measurement at this level will center around stock price fluctuation, market penetration, new technology leadership, with, of course, the standard revenue, gross and net profit, and several ratios related to performance, efficiency, and profitability predictions. The second level is the operational level. When you are in operational, you will focus more on delivery, quality, and cost metrics, and on how they affect your performance. At this level, the financial objectives are related more to performance, such as improving yield, reducing fixed and variable costs, improving margins, and increasing revenues for various products and services. The financial measurements at this level will center around delivery and budget versus actual cost control, the quantity of products sold, service rendered, and staff efficiency, as well the same standard revenue, gross and net profit, and pertinent ratios as related to support strategy, but for operational profit and loss-based business units. And for the tactical levels, you would focus more on first pass yield, scrap levels, money, and maybe some cost reduction and cash flow as well. At this level, financial objectives are much more specific, relating to performance of specific product lines or service offices, and looking to improve yield as well as first pass yield, which each task are done right and delivered on time. Also, reducing specific cost, increased shipments, and department or budget versus actual performance variation reduction. The financial measurement at this level will center around specific products or service line delivery, budget versus actual cost control, shipments per day, week, and month, and quality issues and how they are solved. Where continuous improvement is successfully implemented, there may be additional measures such as improvement in terms of savings or reduced working capital to the bottom line, and value improvement as well. The strategic, the operational, or in the tactical, the level would form a framework for your financial measurement portion of your balanced scorecard. Customizing financial measures. Customizing financial measures is where the final financial measurements for your balanced scorecard are established. In this part, we bring together answer to the question we asked in the first section with respective KPIs from the section. Looking the table I presented, you see that you still need to look at your specific industry, market, and product base, and pick and choose which financial measures make the most sense for particular level in which we work. So in this table, figure 9 to 2, you can see that they provide some insights to different financial measure as they might correlate to different industries and different applications. Lastly, be sure to allow flexibility as you decide on what to measure. Some people review and revise their scorecards on a weekly basis as they see changes in technology, consumer buying behavior, functional expectation, and other market. And that's all. Thank you.
So for the continuation of our report, I am John Rodel P. Martilino, and I will present the figure 9 to 2 provides some insights into different financial measures as they might correlate to different industries and different applications. So here in table, the first is the industry, and the example of industry is the retail clothing, which is the business of buying clothes from manufacturers and selling them to customers is known as retail. So for the financial objective, the sales volume cost control or the practice of identifying and reducing business expenses to increase profits, and it starts with the budgeting process. So next is the VINFEN or the non-profit human and health services organization with 200 locations and over 2,000 employees in the greater Boston area. As you can expect, maintaining such as complicated structure is difficult, and with the added complexity of changing in patient need profile and juggling remote resources, keeping track of what was going on was even more difficult. So for figure 9 to 4 shows their balance scorecard. First is the area, sponsor, objectives, measurement, and the target. So for financial perspective, the first is increased direct care cost efficiency, sponsored by Bruce, and the objectives is to reduce overtime. And for measurement is for the percent of direct care payroll FTE of OTRs or the overtime hours report from Karen Stepan. For the target is the OTRs less than 6.5% of payroll. So for DFAS strategic plan, the first is the objectives linked to goals. So here the balance scorecard objectives will be used by DFAS to track progress towards accomplishing targets. The goals connect the DFAS visions to the objectives, and the goals are linked to company objective. So first is the mission. It provides responsive, professional finance and accounting services for the people who defend America. For vision is best value to our customers or world-class provider of finance and accounting services, trusted, innovative financial partner, one organization, one identity, employer or of choice, providing a progressive and professional work environment. And for goals is fully satisfied customers' requirements and aggressively resolve problems to deliver best value services, use performance metric to drive best business practices and achieve high quality results, and optimize the mix of our military, civilian, and contractor workforce. And for customers' perspective, improves client customer satisfaction. For financial perspective, reduce cost to the client customer, expand the use of competitive sourcing.
A word or two or three about information management. When company leaders decide to implement a balance scorecards, many of them believe it is all about having the right data management system. As a consequence, many make the mistakes of purchasing a balance scorecard dashboard software program that has more bells and whistles and attribute the FAS strategic plan. So here in the table, we can see the first perspective and its objectives and measures. The first perspective are the customer, the financial, the internal business processes, and the growth and learning. In the customer's perspective, this mainly focuses on the customers wherein the objective is to satisfy the needs of the customers to provide them a good quality products and services and improve their clients' participation. On the other hand, the measurement is that to measure the client satisfaction, to measure if they met the performance contract, and etc. The second perspective is the financial's perspective. For most for-profit organizations, mainly comes up tops. Therefore, the very top perspective is all about financial objectives, essentially any key objective that is related to the company's financial health and performance may be included in this perspective. The third perspective is the internal business processes. This is the internal business processes. Here you should set out any internal operational goals and objectives. And lastly is the growth and learning. In growth and learning, this is the final perspective considers the more intangible drivers of performance because it covers such a broad spectrum. The balance scorecard links performance measures. So here is the example. First, how do customers see us? So it includes in the customer's perspective. What must we excel at for the internal business processes? Can we continue to improve and create value for the growth and learning? And how do us look to us shareholders rather is for the financials perspective. To avoid this potential dissonance, managers need to define their measurements and then look to see which software enables them to manage their measures most effectively. So the software needs to enable easy flexibility and adjustment to measure as market and customer conditions change. So next is link objectives and measures across the four legs of the balance scorecard. The balance scorecard is anchored in a four perspective. It includes the financial, business processes, customer, and learning and growth. They enable a wide access of capability. Through dashboard, organizations and quickly identify current and historical performance. Organization can also further utilize the data to define metrics and set goals by integrating these key performance indicator or the KPIs and goals into their dashboard. Interpreting financial measures for balance scorecards. The balance scorecard retains additional financial measures, but financial measures tell the story of the past events, an adequate story for industrial age companies for which investment and long-term capabilities and customer relationships. Understanding scorecard financial measures and what that they tell you. Typically, financials can be pretty dry and complex things to work with, even of those who are lucky people will deal with the everyday, yet there are things that financial measures can reveal which can help several levels. So first, we should unlock what is amortization. Amortization refers to how loan payments are applied to a certain types of loans. Your loan payment will pay off the financial amount remaining in your debt. For an example, after exactly 30 years or 360 payments, you'll pay off a 30-year of mortgage. Building the financial leg scorecard. The standard financial measures such as revenue or sales, cost of goods sold, gross profit, and profit earnings before the interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, and expenses along the current assets and liabilities form the basis of judging the health of an organization. So here are the key for you as a middle or upper manager is to learn your organization's rules of the road and to manage your department or function within them successfully. Next is pointing toward additional information and insight. Financial measures can also be highlighted when we do not have enough data or critical information to make sound decisions. Knowing how much work in a process or WIP you are maintaining on a daily basis is part of the story. But unless you also know the consumption and delivery performance, you will not be able to impact it. Investing in training. Their performance measurement and management system or PMS provides transparency as well as centralized reporting for status, data, and progress anywhere around the globe through a web-based interface, and they spend many hours training leadership. Next question is, why should companies invest in training? By investing in employee training, your employees will feel valued and appreciated. 4 reasons why you need to invest a training in your employees. First, it boosts your company's reputation. Second, it increases employee loyalty. Third, it boosts employee ability. And lastly, it reduces stagnation.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kristen Joy R. Salvador, and I will discuss to you the structures for decision making from Scorecard Financial Structures. Nothing substitutes for good training in management decision making, where a system is employed whenever a decision is necessary based on financial measure performance. That is why balanced scorecard is used by managers to be able to collect and interpret financial information quickly. Today's budget are increasingly complex, and managing operations has taken a while new meaning in the multitude of contributing factors that influence the daily performance of the company. A manager who has skills development and experiences can greatly affect and contribute to the operations of the business when it comes to decision making, especially in the financial structure of the business. That's why we have here the risk analysis. So, when a leader has to decide between options, a special technique is used called a SWOT analysis, or what we call the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, SWOT is a study taken by organizations to identify its internal strength and weaknesses and external opportunities and threats. So, familiar naman na tayo dito sa SWOT analysis kasi napagdaanan na natin to sa ating previous lessons and previous years natin sa high school and college. So once these 4 aspects or area are considered and weighed, decisions can be made according to risk mitigation desires and trade-offs in terms of weakness, offset by strengths, and threats offset by opportunities. Mostly, a leadership team can weigh from high, medium, or low. This can help them to know the areas that are greatly affected by the decision. So, next is we have here the failure modes effect analysis. It's another risk mitigation tool that assesses risk of different options in terms of 3 different considerations. So, this can help the company to identify where and how the business might fail and assess the relative impact of different failures in order to identify the parts of the process that are most in need of change. So for the first consideration, we have the what is the severity of a failure. So this is way from high, 8 to 10. This would mean catastrophic or a failure to the business. Medium, 4 to 7, would be severe but not fatal to the organization. And low, 1 to 3, would impact minimally or not at all. So next question or next consideration is how probable is the failure likely occur. So high would mean very probable, medium would mean somewhat likely to happen, and how would mean indicate an unlikely of occurrence or not probable at all. So for the third considerations is how detectable would the failure be if it should occur. High would mean very invisible to the organization. Medium has some possibility to see it but not much, and low would indicate if there are detection systems or methods alert in failure of occurrence. So each option is analyzed for possible failures, and each failure is used through these 3 considerations with a score assigned in each and multiplied together to give an overall risk value or risk priority number, or the RPN. Then the option with the lowest RPN is the option with least risk. So now let's go on figure 9.8 here. Excuse me. So here we can see the customers' defined value that contribute greatly to the operation success, especially where customer satisfaction is a big factor in the operation of the business. So it is important for the business to know the demand of the customers for them to offer a quality product and services and to gain more profit. So let's go on with the understanding the essence of accuracy. So what happens when data is not what it seems, what we want, or what we need? So with errors in data, you may interpret such conclusions incorrectly. So if we can still remember in our past discussion about our accounting subject, so di ba kailangan natin i-balance yung financial statement or the income statement for us to be able to check or to make sure that the data we are interpreted is correct. Section, we can show you that even if data might be credible, the challenges in treating input as valid is actually a no-brainer but often gets complicated in the day-to-day task. So, we have here the "oh no, the numbers are wrong." So, denial of accurate results has destroyed many companies and rendered many more into bankruptcy or worse. So next, we have the right numbers, the wrong analysis. So this will require a comprehensive review of your financial dashboard to ensure its measures integrate and align with the other dashboard measures as well, so that the right analysis can be conducted, providing the correct decision choices for competitive advantage. So last is tracking the numbers by automatic pilot. The bottom line is this: be aware that there may be a propensity to cheat and that the measures recorded and reported may need an additional review to ensure they are accurate and timely so that you can indeed make the best decisions you can for your company. So that would be all. Thank you and God bless everyone.